Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy who was Hendo. We back talking sports. So uh in light of the Pistons or the Tigers and everything, um I wanted to talk about this report I found. Um it's something that I already talked about, but now it might get some traction. So it says Detroit Pistons could acquire two NBA stars and become a relevant franchise again. It says the Detroit Pistons could be on their way back to NBA relevancy if they make this three-team trade, landing them Brandon Ingram and Zach LaVine. It says the Detroit Pistons are expected to be among the worst teams in the NBA once again after an average summer for the franchise that set the record for the longest losing streak in NBA history last season. Despite the poor record, franchise cornerstone Cade Cunningham proved he could be a star in the NBA with good health and a competent franchise around him. Instead of delaying success, the Pistons could emerge as playoff contenders with a major splash this season itself. It says the New Orleans Pelicans have too many primary offensive options in their lineup and no solid center. So a move that sees them acquire multiple assets for Brandon Ingram's expiring contract could interest the franchise. Similarly, the Chicago Bulls will listen to offers willingly taking Zach LaVine away from the Bulls after finding a dry trade market for the former All-Star over the last year. The Pistons could maximize both players after acquiring them for a very reasonable price and become a winning franchise once again. Okay, the trade details basically are the Detroit Pistons receive Brandon Ingram and Zach LaVine. Chicago Bulls receive Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., 2026 second round pick, and New Orleans, they receive Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, and 2029 first round pick. Here's my problem with that. Brandon Ingram and Zach LaVine, damn near the same player. It's only one basketball, bro. It's only one basketball. I would take BI. Don't want Zach LaVine, bro. Personally, I don't want Zach LaVine. He cool and all, but it just doesn't make sense. And all he does is score. He's not a great playmaker. He barely rebounds. And defensively, he not too much to be desired either. So personally, I would do this for Brandon Ingram, but I don't want Zach Levine. I don't. Personally, I don't want Zach Levine. And I'm just being honest. Like I take Brandon Ingram all day. Let's keep it going. The Pistons add two All Stars. So once again, the mock trade would be between us, the Pistons, the Bulls, and the Pelicans. The Pelicans will receive Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, and the 2029 first round pick. The Bulls receive Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., and the 2026 second round pick. So essentially, we giving up four players, two picks for two All Stars. Now, while This definitely makes us better. The fit. It's all about fit. I think Brandon Ingram would be fine. Pairing Brandon Ingram with Cade Cunningham, and maybe we don't give up Jaden Ivey, let's say, or Tobias Harris. Let's say we don't give up Tobias Harris. Or we don't give up Jaden Ivey. Let's say we don't give up Jaden Ivey, but we give up the rest of them. I'm fine with that, with Brandon Ingram and keeping the Jaden Ivey. Because I just don't care for Zach LaVine's game. And his attitude. We'll put him at the two. He can go get buckets and everything like that. Now, if they was to come together, fine. I guess Zach LaVine would be fine. We can have Cade at the one, LaVine at the two, Brandon Ingram at the three, uh shit, Bobby Clinton at the four, and Jalen Duren at the five. But as far as Brandon Ingram, I would love him in with the Pistons. I think he would help Cade out a lot. We will finally have he could be our first option on many nights, but I still think Cade is a better all around player than Zach LaVine. I do think Cade is better than Zach LaVine. Yes, I do. He just ain't had a great team around him. I think Cade. I think Cade is a better defender, better rebounder, better playmaker, and I believe he could score right with Zach LaVine. So yeah, that might be a crazy take to some people, but I don't think Zach LaVine is all of that. Yeah, Zach LaVine can give you 25 to 25 points per game and everything, but besides scoring, what is he good to elite at? I know Cade is I know Cade is a good playmaker. He's a great defender. He's a really good scorer. Cade good at a lot of things, but I know he's great at being a two-way player. That's for sure. So I'll take Brandon Ingram. Let's keep it going. The Pistons add two All-Star caliber scorers to one of the worst teams in the NBA, with the outgoing pieces not being major losses outside young guard Jaden Ivey. Ingram is the most valuable player, which justified the Pelicans getting both Ivy and big Isaiah Stewart along with the first round pick. The Levine contract has many questions if the Bulls will give up draft picks to get off Levine. Exactly. The contract as well. We're not trying to pay Levine that bread, bro. We're not gonna be able to pay both of these niggas. So that's why I said I'll take Brandon Ingram and y'all can leave Levine. Cause that contract scares me as well. So the Bulls will be happy with two veterans to beef their rotation up. I mean, the Bulls get Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., 2026 second round pick. You already traded DeMar. You might as well get rid of Levine too. I think the Pelicans. I think besides us, I think the Pelicans get a really good haul for this potential mock deal. Isaiah Stewart and Jaden Ivey. It actually might be terrible for Jaden Ivey because he put into another position where it's a lot of guards on that team. But yeah, I definitely take Brandon Ingram. The Pistons make a winning splash. Since the 2021 draft lottery and landing Cade Cunningham, the Pistons haven't seen their on-court performances evolve. This isn't a slight to Cunningham, as the organization has been run questionably by the management and coaches who haven't been able to build any positive value outside of Cunningham, who's been injury prone to start his career. He missed 1 year, bro. He's not injury prone. He missed 1 year, and he played this year. See, I don't like these. I don't like these bullshit ass narratives. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like. Let's see how many, because I know Cade was injured one season. That's for sure. I know he was injured one season, but they make it seem like he's been injury prone, like how Zion has been, or something like that. He played 64 games the first year, 12 games the second year when he got hurt, and he played 62 games this year. So he had one year where he was really hurt. I think he had got I think he missed a few games this past year, but he played 62. So it's 20 games he didn't play. He still, I need that to be like 70. I need him to play like 65 to 70 games, but he's not injury prone. He was injured one year, bro. Like, please stop that. Like, so I don't like that. They need to prove they can be a winning franchise, especially with Cunningham in the last year of his rookie contract before his 5 year, 224 million extension kicks in. 20.8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists last season with having a poor scoring year, but evolving his game as a much improved passer and competent defender. He's on a $36 million expiring contract with the Pelicans, reportedly exploring options on the trade market instead of giving him the max extension that he wants. Ingram will have opportunity to earn that contract in Detroit if he can be a difference maker that takes them back into playoff contention after 7 years since we've been to the playoff, bro. 7. That's a long ass fucking time, bro. Levine averaged 19.5 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 3.9 assists in injury riddled 23-24 seasons, where the Pistons were reportedly interested in making a deal happen before Zach was ruled out for the season before the trade deadline. They can get him back now and pair him with Cunningham. Now, I'll say this: if we can't get Brandon Ingram, if we can't get him, I'll settle for Zach Levine. I'll settle for Zach Levine. But if we can get I would take Bi all day over. And K will have a second option as well. On some nights he could be the first option. But I just don't think that Zach Levine, that contract is scary. That's a big reason, a main reason why I don't want to really touch him. But I mean, we only have one max guy on our squad. So let me see Zach Levine's contract. So he signed a 4 year, $78 million contract. So 24, 25, his cap hit is 43 million. Then 45 million. Then 48 million. Do we really want to pay, like, do we really, like, he's an unrestricted free agent, 27, 28. So he's in the third year of a 5 year deal. If we was to get him, I mean, 45 million is crazy for Zach Levine. And then 48 million where he has a player option, which means we will only get him for what, 2 seasons, a season and a half, 2 seasons if we was able to get him before the season start at the most, and then he has a player option. Do we really want to pay him close to 50 million? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, I really don't know about this trade. Like, Bi, I take Bi all day. But as far as Zach Levine, if he comes with Bi, I mean, fine, bro. It made us better. But like I said, I think we could stay with Jaden Ivey and stuff like that, and then get Brandon Ingram too. Or, you know what I'm saying, adding both Levine and Ingram to this team will make them a 500 team or better, if not put them on the path to earning the top six record in the East. New head coach JB Bickerstaff turned the Cleveland Cavaliers into contenders, so he could help bring back that Pistons back on track with two talented offensive players. So I think this helps us. I think this is a good, you know what I'm saying, mock trade rumor. I do think the Pistons should go get Bi. I've already said that. I think my Warriors should go get Bi. If any one of them was to get Bi, I would be ecstatic and very happy. More so my Pistons than my Warriors, because I think it would definitely help us. If we was to get Bi, we making at least the play in, bro. There's no way we can't make the play in. If we get Brandon Ingram and pair him with Cade Cunningham, we good enough to make the play in. I really feel like that. But at the end of the day, this is just a trade rumor. We were um we were trying to get Zach Levine in off season, but he was they instantly said that he was out for the season and stuff like that. So who knows with that? But I do know that Brandon Ingram is going to be the odd person out. They got DeJounte Murray over there. They got Zion Williamson over there. They got still got Herb Jones over there. Still got CJ McCollum over there. They got too many people who either need the ball or is offensive weapon over there. Like I said, I think that Bi honestly, I think he should go to the Warriors. I think he makes the Warriors instant playoff team and a dark horse for the finals. If he goes over there with them, he makes them a dark horse, I believe. If he goes to the Pistons, I think he can help them. He can help us get to the play in at least. So those are my thoughts. Shout out to my Pistons. Shout out to the Tigers as well, man. The Tigers just won their first best of three versus I'm not sure who we played, but I know they won that game today. So shout out to the Tigers. The Lions won last night. Now it's time for the Pistons to get back on track, man. It's definitely time for the Pistons to get back on track. We've been waiting for a minute. I think this will be a good trade. You know what I'm saying? Either one of these individuals. I think more so Brandon Ingram. But if we was able to get Zach Levine, he would be a great scoring option for us. He would help our spacing. I will say that. Although I don't think he has anything else to offer like that. His playmaking is below average. His rebounding is below average. He kind of needs the ball to be effective. But you know what I'm saying? I think Brandon Ingram, you could fit him in our offense and it'd be seamlessly. So it'd be a seamless transition. So this is my thoughts, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's been Who is Hendo, another video. I'm out. Peace.